Hello, Soul Tribe. Welcome to the Oracle of the Feather Crown Tree. This is going to be your Divine Feminine reading for the week. The purpose of this reading is to bring you in union with the divine, and you can also look at it through the literal partnership of the counter energy of the masculine in your life if you identify with the feminine energy. The crowning card that we have for this reading is from the Kama Sutra Tarot deck. I don't read tarot, I only deal with oracle, though I am using this as an oracle deck because I really like it. So what I'm seeing here is this beautiful relationship where there's emotion involved and plenty of stability. And through that, there is a lot of bounty. The feminine energy is definitely in a position of receptivity, relaxation, almost a dreaming state. And the divine energy is effortlessly giving, not so much in a way of to give to the feminine for the sake of appeasing the feminine's personal wishes, but just for the sake of giving. This very selfless act. There is surrender and a luscious beauty that I see here. So that's really the energy that is achieving the union this week for you. Now, getting there, we're going to take a little look into what's going on subconsciously. We're going to look at 4 cards in the bottom row of the pyramid here. The one on the left really is dealing with the deep DNA programming from our ancestors. These could come out in a way that's really helpful or maybe counterproductive. And in this position, we have Dancer of Reconciliation from the Shaman's Oracle. Let's have a little peek at what the book says here. I am the Dancer of Reconciliation. I dance between those who have grown apart, between tribe and tribe, person and person, nation and nation. I seek out those who are estranged and restore the balance that has been lost. To all who feel crushed beneath the weight of dissolution and separation, I offer the opportunity to restore shape and form to broken bonds. I also bring the meaning of righting old wrongs and grievances through which process we may grow stronger. Without reconciliation, we can spend a great deal of time in a no man's land of strife and disillusion. We reconcile ourselves to many things in life without realizing it. Trivial things that go wrong at home or work, or that push us into difficult places. Yet reconciling ourselves to things we cannot change, loss, death, shifts in fortune at many levels, is an essential stage of learning on our life's journey. The Dancer of Reconciliation stands as a force of restoration, a healing presence that offers us the insight to understand the true nature of our grievances and the power to mend them. So the basic interpretations of this card are balance restored, anger dissolved, restitution of wrongs, inner certainty, resolving doubt and confusion, strengthening bonds, bringing harmony, peacemaking. So what we're really focused on here is how these deep, deep programs are affecting us, and we're not even conscious of it. And they're affecting how we then choose to show up in the world. So the next card in the subconscious is dealing more with our day-to-day cultural interactions, our environmental influences that are affecting us on this hidden level. And we're going to take a card from the Sibyl's Oraculum, the oracles of the black doves of Africa. And we have desire out. Passion is the nectar of the flower of life. The chalice of wine represents the acceptance and satiation of desire. The blue lotus represents the ability to achieve unimaginable states of pleasure. The religious mythological associations here. Qetesh was the Canaanite Sumerian Kemeshin goddess of nature, sexual pleasure, eroticism, and so-called sex magic. Qadesh, now modern-day Syria, was the name of the city where she was worshipped, and it was also a term that meant consecrated, or consecrated to the service of Ishtar. After the advent of patriarchal control, the word came to mean whore. Qetesh's priestesses were called Quedistum. Nefertum was the Kemetian primordial god of healing, perfume, and the blue lotus. He was worshipped at Pur Wajet and Men Nefer. Perfume making and aromatherapy were considered extremely important sciences, and the priests of Men Nefer were skilled perfumers and aromatherapists. The blue lotus, which the Kemetians called Sesen, is actually a lily and was used to induce trance states and expand consciousness. There are a few temples or monuments that are not adorned with the symbol of the blue lotus as the embodiment of perfect wisdom. So what I'm getting from this is, and let me pause just a minute to clear my throat. I was burning a lot of sage and it sometimes gets to me. Anyway, what I'm getting, if I were to go linear through this, is that perhaps engaging with our herbs and our aromatherapy from our environment will help us be more conscious and wise that we need to incorporate these practices and let them live more fully in our day-to-day reality. Now, the next card out, I'm going to actually take from the Water Crystal Oracle. It is influenced by Japanese thought, and it is the Affection and Gratitude card. This is the card that I have in the position of repressed emotions. And so it's simply asking you to take a look at this idea of affection and gratitude and where it may be repressed and needs to be expressed instead to bring about a more harmonious and beautiful life. And then the last card in our subconscious realm is going to come from the Flowers of the Night Oracle. And it's really something here that's just in the shadow, that lives sometimes okay in the shadow. I mean, it's a beautiful thing to be in the shadow. It's an honorable space, something that might be kind of secret, but it can certainly come to the light as well. But it's just sometimes good to be aware of what is there. So we have the rain lily representing restore. A change for the better is coming and opening up to new possibilities. You are on the right. You are right in the path of benefit. Things are moving now, and the direction is changing in your favor. But you must be prepared to compromise a little. The timing may not be exactly to your liking. Pardon me, I have a little fly being obnoxious. But the outcome will be worth any extra waiting or work on your part. Cleansing and a change in the ways you might have approached things in the past are needed. This is not a frantic pouring, but a steady, methodical, and careful release to protect what it is you wish to retain. Balance needs to be found and kept. You can find ways to do this by looking at the cycles that have put you where you are now. Challenges are overreaction and hastiness. An affirmation for this would be, I welcome change while nurturing restoration. Restore, timings, cleansing, balance, change, overreaction. So I feel like this subconscious portion really harmonizes between the ideas of reconciliation, desire, being nurtured through herbal practices, gratitude, and affection being expressed, and letting that all come through this idea of restoration, bringing that up to the surface. So now we're going to take a look at some very high energies that we can choose to attune ourselves with, choose to embody, to help us live in a way that is for our highest purpose and that of others. I also, in this pyramid design, have it split into a Western and Eastern historical perspective. Fairly generalized. I usually like a more holistic perspective, but that would bring in lots and lots of cards. So I've just kind of simplified it into these two realms, which can also denote sort of left brain, right brain thinking, and this idea of opposites of the masculine and the feminine approach, which tie into vulnerability and protection. So from this more Western perspective, we're going to take a card from the Angel Oracle deck, and we have Reconciliation, which directly chimes to our very first card in the subconscious, which was also reconciliation. Its statement is, let me be fully reconciled with what I have left behind. To give us a little bit more, we have the angel is shown holding a lily, which is here a symbol of reconciliation, offering hope and solace to those in need. The angel offers us the peace and wisdom we need for reconciliation. It brings the new dawn of awareness when we start our lives afresh. And may I just say that we also had the lotus lily in the desire down below, as well as restore with the rain lily. So we've got 3 references out here to lily, which is just phenomenal. A little bit more from this is it can help us to release painful traumas, which distort our view of life, bring us more fully into the present flow of life, help us to open our hearts to the good. Very nice. So to just bring a little more higher energy in for us, we're going to take a card from the Buddha Wisdom Shakti Power deck, and we have Para, the ancient tantric mother goddess, origin of all goddesses, mother energy pours forth life. Para nourishes the universe by pouring forth the nectar of life. She is the hidden energy, the luminous white light, the original creator, observer, and destroyer, presiding over the destruction and transformation of the universe. Her Sanskrit name means supreme, as she is the highest manifestation of the goddess and the ancient source of many other goddesses. Sarasvati is her non-tantric equivalent. Out of nothing, glowing in a dark grove of kadamba trees, she appears, dressed in spotless white linen and wearing many jewels made of pearl and crystal. Her celestial beauty is so blinding that it is difficult to look at her. Her face contains the radiance of 1,000,000 stars, and the moon rests in her crown. She holds the book of all wisdom and a crystal mala, a counterpart to the Christian rosary, for counting her mantras between thumb and index finger, held in the gesture of knowledge. Para bestows enlightenment, the defeat of death, and the granting of eloquence and knowledge. She is the very essence of wisdom. And I really encourage you to meditate on this card. There's so much in this type of artwork that is symbolic and so rich that it can lead your mind to a very restorative place. So with those energies out and the ones from the subconscious out at this point, we're going to take a look at how we can combine them into sort of a middle realm of existence where we can live these lessons. The first card out we're going to take from a Hindu themed deck, and we have the goddess Sri Radha. This card is in the space to denote really the energy that we can hold to help us live in our daily life. She is the supreme goddess. Her blessings are faith in the power of love, the ability to win the heart of one's beloved, increased devotion and attainment of divine love, and liberation from the pains of thwarted love. A meditation for her is O Golden Skin Radha, Queen of Vrindavan, daughter of Vrishabhanu, and beloved of Krishna. I offer salutations to you. So for me, this is really about saying the most important state to hold energetically is that of love, and seeing the goddess within, being that outwardly, and knowing that that is your truth, and not even questioning your presence as this energy. Very, very good. And now we're going to take a look at how we can act, like the behaviors that we can offer in our reality. We're going to take a card from the Starseed Oracle, and we have a new earth. It's happening. Keep holding the vision. Don't give up now. You're closer than you think. I know it's hard to hold the frequency of a new age when it feels as if so much is crumbling and so many are losing faith. This is your sign that you're facing the right direction. You have a great gift in being able to see the potential of things before they exist. Tend to the new seeds. Dream them into existence. Don't lose faith now. Keep your focus fixed. Planting new seeds and bringing about a shift of the ages is no mean feat. It requires extreme trust and a radical vision. If you pull this card, it's a reminder to have faith. You chose to be here, to be part of this global shift, whether you're bringing it about through prayer and meditation, or through working on a new project or job or creation. Keep it going. It's happening. Don't give up now. The world needs more dreamers like you, more people with hope in their hearts. The road ahead may not be plain sailing. Ushering in a new age in times of change never is. You're being encouraged to remember that what you've been working toward for so long is almost here. Don't question yourself now. Don't waver. Dig your devotion deep. For if you do, in the not too distant future, you will be able to sit back and watch all that you've so carefully planted, nurtured, grown, to see it come to bloom. It's possible. Keep focusing on your dreams. You're closer than you think. Your soul inquiry for this is, how can you keep holding the vision? So this is really, for me, saying that in this energetic state of recognizing the love within you, being that goddess of love, how can you bring this into the world, into what you're birthing, what you want to create with the aid of vision? And the last card out, which in the position I kind of like to think in the spread as the Eye of Providence, we are going to take from the Archetypes Oracle. And this card is really about the psychology, and it also is going to show us that fine line between the higher octave of the energy and the mental state we need to be in, and how it could easily shift into a lower energy. And it just really is the center and the culmination of everything that we've been talking about to help us towards divine union. So this week we have the thread, the path, the vein, the circuit. Life is a tangle. So much happens simultaneously, leaving us grappling for meaning and direction in a network of distractions. When we connect to the energy of the thread, however, we strike the deepest vein in the body. Our whole being responds to its tug. Meaning is pumped through our bloodstream. Our mind and spirits are lifted. We remember who we are and what we came into this world to do. Though this happens on the most profound level, it could be the simplest incident that activates the thread. A song, an image, a conversation heard in passing. No matter how confusing and multi-layered our modern lives become, if we are connected to the thread, we are free. Being tethered to it is the only anchor our heart requires. So in its highest frequency, this is the circuit of meaning within chaos. And in a lower frequency, it is binding, frustrating, doubt. So this is really, I think, about in staying within a psychological state of knowing that you are connected to something greater than you, something that is led by a sense of higher purpose and knowingness of your truth. So I hope that this has helped all the divine feminine energy that needs a boost out there. And I wish you so much peace, joy, love, and experiences of blissful radiance throughout the week ahead. Take care, my dears.